Welcome back. Whether you know it or not, you can now spot object-oriented programming in the wild. For example, if you've ever used React as a front-end library, you can see some sample code here and how they've used object-oriented programming principles. We can now look at the code and understand it a lot better, right? For example, we have a toggle class that we create that extends React.component. React.component is something that comes from the React team. They've built this class that has all these features for us so that, we can use things like render that comes automatically for us so that we can run code like this and our application gets rendered. So we're using somebody else's code and we're extending React component and using the base functionality there to add our own little features. We have constructors that, receive props. We have state, which is the state of our toggle class. As you can see, we have an object with is toggle on is true. And then we create our own methods on this class, such as handling the click. And then at the end, we return a button that, is a toggle button. And we also see here how we have the bind over here. And we've talked about this, right? Because this is what we call a callback function. That is, when we run handle click, we want this.setState, the this keyword, to refer to the toggle class and not the actual button that we click in here. We have to bind it. That is, I'm telling, hey, this.handleClick, I want you to bind to the toggle class so that when I do this.handleClick, a method on this property, the this keyword is referring to the class and not the actual button clicked on it. And although this is just an example, you can now understand and notice when object-oriented programming principles are used in libraries, frameworks, and any other code written by somebody else. And trust me, object-oriented programming is everywhere. And now that you have the skills, you're going to understand it and you're going to notice it more and more out in the wild. So start exploring the library and framework world and see if you can notice any patterns that we've learned so far. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.